Lewis Hamilton breaks social media. I've been gone, now I'm back. Lewis Hamilton posted that on social media. He's ready to race again. Where do you think he'd end up by the final race of the season? After the dramatic ending at the final race in Abu Dhabi last year, the last phrase we heard from Hamilton's radio was, "This has been manipulated, man." Then he stayed away from social media and was even awarded for his contribution to British F1. Now that he's back, there seem to be firm beliefs that Hamilton is back to ultimately break that Michael Schumacher record. The Abu Dhabi season concluded on a very dramatic note after the race director Masi decided for a theatrical ending. Hamilton had led the most of the race and approached the final few laps with worn hard tyres. After the race was caught in a dramatic turn by an accident involving Nicholas Latifi, the safety car held the racing almost to the last lap, and the cars between Hamilton and Verstappen, who filled the gap between both drivers, were told to unlap themselves to catch up. This resulted in Verstappen being a few feet away from Hamilton, who was slowed down to the last lap by the safety car. Brought to the last lap, the director asked them to race the final lap, and Verstappen, like he does, utilized whatever overtaking space he found. After he vanished from the mainstream, Hamilton only recently posted a photo of himself on Twitter and Instagram at the Grand Canyon in America, as his first post on the platform since after Abu Dhabi, reaching almost 2 months without any kind of public statement. Whether or not this confirms his return to Formula One next season, as that is currently unclear, he has finally spoken for the first time since the dramatic finale of last season. Hamilton, winner of a record 103 races, had been on course to clinch an unprecedented 8th title with victory in last year's season-ending race at the Yas Marina track. However, an ad hoc change to the safety car rules by race director Michael Masi, in an attempt to create a last-lap showdown between the title rivals, gave Verstappen, on fresher tyres, the opportunity to make the decisive pass. Hamilton did not speak to the media after being knighted at Windsor Castle on December 15th and failed to show for the governing FIA's prize-giving in Paris a day later, risking punishment since turning up is mandatory for the top 3 in the championship. His silence also fueled speculation surrounding his future, with Mercedes boss Toto Wolff on December 16th last year describing Hamilton, who has a contract until the end of 2023, as disillusioned with what happened at Abu Dhabi. The Briton has reportedly been waiting on the outcome of the governing FIA's investigation into the Abu Dhabi race, in particular Masi's role as race director, before making a decision on his future. But the body in January said that decisions resulting from its analysis will only be announced at its World Motorsport Council on March 18th in Bahrain, the day of Friday's practice session for the season-opening race in the Gulf Island Kingdom. Mercedes, who are set to launch their new car on February 18th, have been posting Hamilton-themed content on their social media accounts. On Friday, the team put up a post captioned, "44 days to go, another day closer to lights out in Bahrain," with an image of the number 44, Hamilton's race number, on one of the Britain's earlier cars. If you're new, subscribe and ring the notifications bell to stay tuned to our channel. An internal investigation by the FIA is underway to establish whether or not Masi and Race Control followed their regulations set out regarding lapped cars passing the safety car, given only a select number of cars were allowed to pass and 1 racing lap remained. The results of the investigation are not expected until the 18th of March, which marks the beginning of the Bahrain Grand Prix weekend, and Mercedes' car launch will take place a month beforehand, so seeing whether or not Hamilton attends will be the next clue as to whether or not he'll carry on and partner George Russell at the team in 2022. Hamilton paired up with a new teammate George Russell to post a clip on Chinese social media site Weibo. In a short video, Hamilton said, "I wish you a happy Chinese New Year. May the new year bring you good luck and everything you wish for." Russell added, "Hi guys, I'd like to wish you a happy Chinese New Year. I'm excited to join the AMG family and become part of the world's fastest family. See you soon and stay safe." Hamilton participating in the post with Russell is one of the strongest indications so far that he will be taking part in the 2022 campaign, with Mercedes set to reveal their new W13 car and drivers on February 18th, only 5 days before pre-season testing gets underway in Barcelona. The 2022 season, which contains a record number of 23 races, gets underway with the first Grand Prix in Bahrain on March 20th. Again, Abu Dhabi will provide the finale on November 20th. The 2021 campaign was Lewis Hamilton's best ever in Formula One. This might sound strange given he lost the championship fight in the most dramatic of fashions for the first time since 2016, and it will be of little to no consolation to the Mercedes driver right now. Agreed, his win ratio was the lowest it's been since 2013. Yes, he scored just half the number of poles he did in 2020, only 5. He outperformed teammate Valtteri Bottas by 161.5 points and more than 6 race wins. For most of the season, his car was clearly second best compared to Red Bull, and for most wheel-to-wheel battles with title rival Max Verstappen, it was he who had to bail out to avoid a collision. But he never let his head drop. He never stopped believing, and when things didn't go his way, he made the best of a bad situation and lived to fight another day. He was the epitome of class after the defeat in Abu Dhabi, congratulating Verstappen and Red Bull despite likely having wanted to get away as quickly as possible. Hamilton's drive in Brazil will go down in history as one of the great comebacks. His performance in Brazil will go down in legend, not just as one of the greatest displays in F1, but in elite sport. Knocked to the back of the grid for the F1 sprint, he clawed his way back to 5th in just 24 laps. Starting the main race 10th, after his 5-place grid penalty was applied, he fought his way to the front, passing Verstappen on track to take the lead. It was utterly ruthless and the kind of performance few people in sporting history would be able to deliver. He was on another level. When Hamilton's back is against the wall, which we haven't seen that much over the last decade, we can all agree it brings out the very best in him, heading into 2022. Hamilton, 36, knows his time in Formula One is running out. He knows 2022 could mix up the order, meaning 2021 could well have been his best chance to make 8 titles, which makes the pressure higher than ever. The Briton has never been afraid of hard work. His trouble is that he makes winning look so easy. He hadn't bothered with the simulator for years because he hadn't needed it. When it became clear last season could be too close to call, Hamilton asked to get back in there. He's been back between each event during the last triple header. Hamilton has long respected Verstappen and the threat he could eventually pose to his own dominance of the sport. He knows that they are at opposite ends of the spectrum and that one day Hamilton's reign at the top will come to an end. But he doesn't believe that time has yet arrived. Hamilton still believes he is the best. When that mindset changes, he'll hand in his notice no trouble. He has absolutely no interest in making up the numbers, in part because of all the success he has had, but also because he has so much more he wants to achieve. So while the defeat hurt for a good while, when the dust settles and Hamilton resets, he will look back on his performance in 2021 and that he gave it everything, and that 8th world title is still a realistic possibility. Sure, it didn't work out in 2021, but that wasn't because he wasn't good enough, and that'll drive him on in 2022. If you enjoyed the video, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.